Saturdays 2 p.m. in Nigeria, 2 p.m. in the UK, and 9 a.m. Eastern Time in the USA. It's time for Nigeria International.
Today on NI, a Nigerian independence special episode. We sample the views of Nigerians at home and around the world and the state of the nation as she clocks 46. Presented by Karima Onitiri at Coconut Grove, Ikoyi, Lagos.
NI will be right back. You'd like a Western lifestyle in Lagos, Nigeria? You love Amen Estate. With a range of options to suit your needs. And all the amenities you should take for granted. Welcome to the good life. Welcome to Amen Estate. Welcome back to NI.
Hello everyone and welcome to NI, the TV show for Nigerians around the world. I'm Karima Onisiri and today we're at Coconut Grove, an enchanting Caribbean restaurant on Awolowo Road in Ikoyi, Lagos. This week Nigeria turns 46. So today we're taking the pulse of the nation. How are we doing? How are we day? Have things progressed since our return to democracy? If you've been keeping up with the news, then you probably know that there have been some very encouraging headlines. For example, our debt repayment, consolidation of the banks, and the renewal of the telecom sector. Plus, we're still storing up some fantastic foreign reserves due to the high prices of oil internationally. But there is also some bad news. The Niger Delta crisis, the political killings, and most recently, the tensions at the very top of our government. Regardless of the headlines, we Nigerians are a very tough and resilient bunch of people, with the reputation of simply just getting on with our lives. And this is why we're devoting this episode to you, to hearing how you feel about things. You, the Nigerian within and outside the country.
I used to belong to the school of thought that felt that Nigeria was not ripe for democracy yet, but I think I've changed now. Things are better now.
We've done well, really. It takes other countries, longer time to get to where we have gotten in 46 years.
I think there have been some major changes, but I think they still need to be consolidated on.
So many things are wrong, yes, but so many things are getting right also. So we should just take our time.
It's good progress. We just need to improve on some rough edges, that's all.
At least we have GSM now. We have so many things working. Things are falling in place.
We have come a long way. We've come a long way. There's been a lot of positive development from the government of President Obasanjo. When I left Nigeria in 2000, it was impossible for me to communicate with my mother, who lives in a rural area. But I'm delighted to say I can just pick up my phone and ring, my mother. So I think that's a very huge achievement. The fact that, communication within and, outside Nigeria is, is comparable to what you find, outside the shores of Nigeria. So I'm really delighted about that. In fact, my mother does not have to, just ring me. All she needs to do is to flash me. That's the latest in Nigeria. You flash people and they ring you back, you know. So I'm happy to speak to her every now and again, you know, just to make sure that she's doing well.
Nigeria has changed a lot. At least I was home, the last time I went to Nigeria was in January this year. And there was a great difference compared to when I left Nigeria. It's been good. It's okay, but, you know, we're only coming up.
What are the struggles we are still facing?
There's still a very long way to go. The issue of poverty in Nigeria is still very real. Most families still cannot even afford just a square meal. Just one a day is still a luxury for many families.
In this country, from what I could see, the middle class still exists, unlike what we have over there, where one person could be a multi-billionaire and the other person couldn't afford 3 square meals.
The issue of power, most of the time there's no electricity. I was in Nigeria in April there, you know, and most of the time I stayed in the house without electricity.
If we are looking at it in terms of the economy, I would say this is a stabilized economy. If we are looking at it in terms of politics, I would say the politics that is being played in this country is a decent one.
The issue of roads, you know, water and all that, these are the things that I think the government still has to look at.
The government policy of this country is people-oriented. People are being carried along, as against the kind of governments we have in Africa.
The health service, we're still very far from there. I know if you take an accident victim to the hospital in Nigeria, for instance, and, you know, you do not deposit money, they would leave that patient to die. It's not the same here.
I would really think that the African governments would have to learn from this kind of a country, because we know that they are making good use of the resources they have to make the people happy, provide amenities, provide infrastructure that make people relax and happy, and that leads to a lot of reduction of crimes, and all sorts of vices are reduced, and not much here.
In the 80s and 90s, the dark days of military rule, millions of Nigerians fled the country for various reasons. For some, it was from fear of government harassment. For others, life was simply unbearable in economic terms. So, as we take the pulse today, how are we faring abroad? And have things improved sufficiently for our people to return home?
We put the question to Nigerians abroad, starting with some in Atlanta, USA.
I was born in Kent, Ohio, and I moved back to Nigeria when I was a baby, Benin City, Nigeria to be specific, and I came back here 13 years ago for college.
Now, do you intend to go back?
Oh yeah, I gave myself 5 years maximum.
Okay, why would you want to go back?
Well, I believe there's a lot of potentials in Nigeria, and they need our expertise. The knowledge we have acquired here needs to be taken back.
And what is your time span that you're looking to invest your skills in Nigeria?
Hopefully for a lifetime. I might come back here in the summer just to relax or just for vacation.
I was born in Nigeria and I've been in the United States for 10 years now.
Now, do you intend to go back?
Yes, I do.
And why would you want to go back?
Because there's no place like home. I love Nigeria. I haven't been back there since I came here 10 years ago. I'm going in December, God willing. I'm totally looking forward to it. And my goal is, you know, work here for a while, save up and go back to Nigeria because I miss it. And I think I can make a difference. I'd like to be in a place where I can make a difference.
I've been in the United States for 23 years.
And do you intend to visit Nigeria? Do you visit Nigeria?
Yes, I visit Nigeria regularly, actually, every single year. I try to make it back about 2 or 3 weeks, whatever I can do on my work vacation, and I definitely would love to relocate one day.
And over in Ireland, some Nigerians are not rushing back straight away.
I would say the next 18, 19 years, I'll go back, yes. I'm a Nigerian, so there's no denying of it.
For now, I'm not thinking about going back to Nigeria to stay. I could visit regularly. I do visit my parents, my folks, my family, friends and all. I do visit them from time to time, but going back home to settle, it's going to be some trauma. I'm not thinking about that for now. Probably in the nearest future when you're old or something, you like to retire back home. Home is home. There's no place like home. But for now, I think I'm okay here. Because I find it comfortable, a lot more comfortable here. As regarding the social amenities, like lights, electricity, water, and all. Mostly electricity. I think it's more comfortable here. Our government in Nigeria should do something about that. If they do that, we are going to come back home.
But some others feel differently. For them, the time to return is now.
When I left Nigeria, for instance, in year 2000, Nigeria was still very unstable, politically. The government of President Obasanjo had just been elected barely 1 year, and it was still a very, unstable place in terms of the political terrain. But now that things are looking up in the country, there's no reason why people like me should not go back and make our own contribution to the growth of the Nigerian economic landscape as well as the political situation.
It's the whole 60s scenario all over again. I mean, in the 60s, early 60s, late 50s, a lot of our parents came to the UK, to study for a better living. And obviously, when they've completed their studies or they've amassed a couple of investments here and there, their heart is always at home.
And I will be right back. Welcome back to NI.
Hello, we're still at the exotic Coconut Grove here in Awolowo Road, Ikoyi, Lagos. As we've seen, many Nigerians living abroad do intend to come back home, but most of them are just not ready to make that move yet. The UK has the largest concentrations of Nigerians outside the country, an estimated 2 million Nigerians. So we're very delighted to be meeting some people who are trying to organize these voices into one voice.
Tunde Ayegbusi and Fola Odetoyinbo are the Social Secretary and Assistant Social Secretary of the Central Association of Nigerians in the UK, CANUC.
CANUC is a newish organization. It's about a year old now. As of today, I believe it has about 75 Nigerian organizations across the whole of the UK, which are members of CANUC. And it's growing really quickly, and it's just working as a central focal point for Nigerians within the United Kingdom.
Well, there are organisations up in the Grampians, up in Aberdeen, which are quite ironic. A very, very strong organisational base in Manchester, in Birmingham, in most of the major cities of the UK.
CANUC is the umbrella organisation for all Nigerian organisations within the United Kingdom. So whoever you are, whether it's NIDO or it's London Nigerian Football Club or it's any of the state bodies or tribal bodies, they would all be members of CANUC. We currently target 2 major events a year. In the middle of summer, we have a Sports and Family Day where we invite all 75 organizations and really even people outside of those organizations who may want to join them to come to a big event, a sports day that we hold. And at that sports day, we hold a number of sports for children, really for people from the age of 5 all the way up to 75. It was quite amusing this year to see some 70-year-olds doing the sack race, and that was very enjoyable. We try and have something around Independence Day every year, and that can be in a number of guises, but it's like a big flagship event.
Cultural dances, displays, some speeches, of course, but and then a certain amount of, look, I wouldn't call it a fashion parade, but every organisation being able to wear what is traditional in their region. So every organisation will get a chance to contribute to the day. How Nigerians, how we as people are, our image in this country, and how we are seen, and also how we can help the community. So you have things like the Nigerian Law Forum, or British Nigerian Law Forum, who have been holding clinics on immigration matters and things of that nature. Nigerians organisation Women, who are at the moment helping people with, or holding clinics under the auspices of CANOC, of course, but in regards to your health, high blood pressure, and the sorts of things that affect us. And so there'll be a lot more of these advisory clinics throughout the year to help both young and old. And then there are long-term plans.
Does CANOC relate to the Nigerian government?
It's an initiative that was initially suggested by the High Commission, the Nigeria High Commission, and the reason they came up with the initiative was that there was no central body that really represented all Nigerians across the United Kingdom. One of our patrons is His Excellency Christopher Kolade, and he's very much in support of this organization, but the organization is independent from the Nigeria High Commission.
Does CANOC participate in politics?
We're not a political body. It's a decision we made right up front that we're not a political body, and it is not a foundation or a launch pad for anybody's political ambitions. There are some who are already involved in politics in Nigeria, but once they come into CANOC, they don't bring their politics into CANOC, and it doesn't impact on the day-to-day or long-term runnings of the organization. And as part of that, they cannot and they're not allowed to go outside of CANOC and in their political campaigns refer to their work within CANOC.
As we went around the world talking to Nigerians about what they anticipated for 2007, one issue kept coming up everywhere we went. More than anything else, Nigerians are worried, frightened even, about the recent spate of political killings that have been happening in the country.
They express their fears and worries about the situation.
I don't want war. War is my fear.
To us, we think there's going to be bloodshed, there's going to be anarchy, there's going to be everything bad.
I download some stuff in the website. It's called allafrica.com. It will be disappointing for me to tell you that most of the things I hear there, some of them are not interesting. The assassinations of politicians and so on and so forth. This shouldn't make one happy. I've said it before, the kind of politics that is played in this country is a decent one. People don't lose their lives, but in Africa, in Nigeria, people lose their lives in something as simple as politics. I would say that I hear more bad news than good news. I'm sorry to say that. Sorry to say that. But I know it might not continue forever.
Personally, I'm looking forward to playing a very, very important role in the Nigerian political situation. I know the next question people will say is, okay, but you're living abroad. Yes, I'm living abroad, but I'm in touch with my roots in Nigeria. And I go to Nigeria at least 3-4 times in a year, because I really want to be a part of the political landscape in Nigeria at the minute. And then in terms of security as well, you cannot compare Nigeria to Ireland. There's been a number of political assassinations in Nigeria. And that is what is even making people scared. People do not want to die. I do not want to die because I've put out, decided to take part in politics in my country. I don't want to die. I mean, I stood as an independent here in 2004, and nobody came knocking on my door. Nobody sent me threatening messages that if I don't withdraw, I'm going to be killed or something like that. So we're looking forward to a very civilized, kind of politics. It should not be a do-or-die affair. I was reading President Obasanjo's speech, at the conference organized by INEC the other day, where he said politics should not be a do-or-die affair. Yes, it shouldn't be that. Good people are afraid to come out, to step forward in Nigerian politics because of the fear of being assassinated. Something has to be done about the security situation in Nigeria. I must tell you that is my greatest fear as well, as far as going into Nigerian politics is concerned. I know there are a number of good people out there who can deliver, but the security climate is not favorable enough for them to step up and say, yes, I want to be counted. So that is an area that I think the government must address.
What would they like to see in the next set of leaders?
A man that has the interests of Nigeria at heart. A man that has come to serve the people and not to eat from the purse of the nation.
We have to look for people who have a heart of gold. People who care about the next person.
The people we see are not really concerned about us. Really. So if I have to vote for anyone, I have to see that.
I need to have my trust in somebody who is contesting so that I can be part of government too.
Up till now, I don't know who I'm going to vote for because I don't believe in anybody yet.
With the tension in the political scene, lots of Nigerians would rather let God take control in 2007.
I think we're going to have a smooth transition program, and God willing, we're not going to have any problem.
We'll believe and pray that God will take control in this country. We'll get the right leader that God would decide for us.
I pray that God will take control. He's the only one that can do it.
He's probably the only person who can see us through.
The only solution to this problem is God himself. So I have a strong belief within me that God is going to come out and make the best happen. Even to a large extent, it probably won't look like the best initially. It probably might not look like the best initially. But I know that because I know that God has Nigeria in his heart. I know that God is working something out. I know that what God has started, he will complete.
I'm thinking, in particularly as regards to elections, it's too late, of course, to be thinking that you're going to do anything great. I revert to the Nigerian way and saying, God, make God help us, that kind of thing. But I'm more concerned about maybe 5-10 years from now. True change does not happen instantaneously. Even miracles, if you look at them very carefully, have a pattern.
And I will be right back. You'd like a Western lifestyle in Lagos, Nigeria? You love Amen Estate. With a range of options to suit your needs. And all the amenities you should take for granted. Welcome to the good life. Welcome to Amen Estate. Welcome back to NI.
And with that, we conclude our Independence Day special episode of NI. We hope you enjoyed the show and would love to hear from you wherever you are in the world. So do drop us a line at info@nigeriainternational.com and visit our website at nigeriainternational.com. So till next week, go around, come around.